Hello, welcome to Chair Yoga. My name is Bonnie, and today's class is about witnessing in our practice. Our inner selves learn to move through the movements of our body. It also understands with the help of our mind. And we see ourselves, our inner selves, through our senses. We also take in the outer world through our senses, and these are the things that help us find our balance in our practice, our stability, that helps us tweak our poses to make them more beneficial to us. So we want to use that inner sight, if you will, as a witness in our yoga. We want to witness our movements, our thoughts when we're holding a pose, and our world that we're in our yoga space, and even in the outer world beyond. So join me for this practice of being a witness in yoga. We start in our chairs, and we're going to be comfortably seated. I'm about halfway in my chair. My feet are planted on the earth. And I just take a look around my room using my eyes. I've got some pictures over here. I've got a window over here. What's in your room? Just kind of glance around for a moment. Maybe you have a window you can see out of. Maybe you have a trusted pet sitting nearby waiting for you to finish your yoga practice today. This is our world as we see it in this moment, at this time. Now, I invite you to close your eyes and see if you can picture that same space. Most likely, you could. Open your eyes. Take your hands at your side. And then as you lift, the palms are up. We take them out to the side. Maybe you look left to right to see if the arms are even. Palms are up, and we reach up, inhaling here, and then turn the palms out and down. And then once again, notice the path of your arms. Notice what the rest of your body's doing, glancing down, making sure your feet are anchored on the earth. Palms out, and we lower back down. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and do that same inhale, lifting the arms, palms up. Turn the palms out and down as we exhale. Again, inhale and lift, picturing where the arms are, keeping those eyes closed even for a moment longer. Now, as we do this third one, I want you to picture your spine getting a little longer, rising up from the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head, and hold it there in your mind's eye, exhaling the arms out and down. Great, open your eyes. So that's witnessing with our sense of sight as we move through our poses. Now I want you to just kind of use your nose here and see what you smell. Maybe you have some flowers from your garden in the room and you smell those. Maybe the clothing that you're wearing gives off a nice fragrance because we use detergents and softeners in our wash that have a subtle fragrance to them. Or perhaps you have a lingering smell from lunch or dinner in the house. You didn't notice it before until I told you. Pay attention to the sense of smell, and all of a sudden these subtle smells are there and we notice them. Now I want you to close your eyes and picture, if you will, a clean smell. And as you breathe in and out, what does a clean smell like? And all of us could have a different experience here. But now we're not only smelling with our nose, but we've given our mind a suggestion. Clean smell. And so our mind starts to interpret, what does that mean, clean smell? And do I smell one? And maybe you don't. And maybe you do. And then gently open your eyes. Tilt your head over your shoulder. I'm tilting my left ear to my left shoulder. And then bring it back to center and tilt in the opposite direction. Straight over. And the shoulder stays down away from the ear so that we get a deeper stretch going. And then come back to center. And let's tilt to the other side. This time take the opposite hand and push it away. And then bring it back in. Other side. And push the left hand now away from the body. Deepening the stretch, keeping the shoulders down. And then back to center. One more time on each side. You can either keep the hands on your lap or you can push that right hand out. And then bring it in, release that stretch and go to the other side. Right ear down and left hand out. Good. And then bring it all back to center. Now open and close your mouth. Real wide. And close it. Open it again. What's in that mouth? Our sense of taste. We have a tongue, and not only just the tongue, but the cheeks and our nose play a role in what we taste. Do you taste anything right now? Even water, to me, has a taste. So I can taste the difference between the water I have at home and maybe the bottled water I might buy at the store, or water that's given to me in a restaurant. They all have a different taste. Have you ever noticed? Good. Now we're going to do lion's pose, because lion's pose is going to use those senses, those organs of our senses. So in lion's pose, we breathe in, and then as we breathe out, we open that mouth wide, we stick the tongue out. Maybe you claw your hands like a lion. Some people like to take their eyes up towards their forehead. Here we go. Nice deep inhale. And then open wide and let it out the mouth. One more time, any part of the body you want to use here. And pause. Do you have a taste in your mouth now? You've just pushed a lot of air over the tongue. And so you might have that fresher, cleaner taste in your mouth now that we visualized with our nose. And just take a few nice, easy breaths here. And now I want you to cover your ears. Gently. No pressure. Just cover, make a cup with your hands, and then take it away. Now, I'm going to talk, and I'm going to continue talking. See if the sound changes as you cover your ears. So we want to get in touch with our sense of hearing here and how it changes with putting something over our ears. So we can actually hear differently. Not only can we hear differently by placing our hands over our ears, but we can stimulate a different sense of sound by just massaging. So go behind, take 2 fingers, go behind your ear. There's a little pocket back there. Massage gently in that pocket. And then move up behind the ear, all the way up to the top of the earlobe and back down again, making gentle circles right here. Maybe one more time, up and down behind the ear and down. And now bring it in front of the ear and massage up again in front of the ear. And maybe you feel something happening there. I know I always do, like a little tickle. And it makes me swallow. And you can see this connection now between our ears and our mouth and our nose. Take a nice deep breath here. And slowly let it out. Now close your eyes, cover your ears gently, and breathe. In through the nose, out through the nose. does your breath sound different? And then uncover the ears for a moment. Keep the eyes closed. Breathe. And then cover the ears. Now breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just a gentle sigh. And then uncover the ears. Same thing. Inhale and sigh it out the mouth. And bring the hands down and open the eyes. So you'll hear a difference in your breathing. And that's part of what we do in our yoga practice. We want to hear the difference of the breath. And if the breath changes too much, if it becomes shallow, or if it becomes harder to breathe, we want to be aware. So we heighten our awareness about what our ears are hearing. Take 2 fingers again. Now tap above your eyebrows. Just a gentle tap on your forehead here. Maybe take it out to your temples and down your jaw. And how hard you tap is really totally up to you. I'm a gentle tapper. I just want to have that little bit of stimulation, that sense of feel with my fingers against my face and my jaw. And then pause. Just see if you still feel the benefit of that tapping in your practice today. And slowly it subsides and it goes away. So we sit in mountain, and once again we are now more aware than ever of the role our senses play in our practice of yoga. So we begin with a pose called Warrior One. So turn to the left, keep your left foot on the left side of your chair, and take your right foot and slide it back. Now you can keep the heel lifted if you're in the chair, because that helps with the stretch in the front of the thigh. Also, if you want to bring the whole foot down at that 45-degree angle, bring the leg forward a little bit. Trying to get to where you can see it. And that also causes a nice stretch. So there's a different stretch. I'm facing the left. I'm supporting my left knee right over the left ankle, sitting tall. And then if I take my toes back and lift the heel, I might feel that in one part of my body. And if I drop the heel down and bring the foot forward a little bit, I'll feel that in a different part of my leg. So you find one that works for you. And if you're having the foot down in the back, press into the outer edge and you'll even get a deeper stretch. And you don't see that stretch, you feel it. You're sensing it with your sense of touch, but the touch is on the inside. And that's that subtle movement that we just did, that the mind is learning, this is a stretch for my inner thigh, front thigh. Hands can come up, and take your fingers behind those ears again, and then rise up behind the ears, getting those elbows as straight as you can. Nice long stretch here. And as you lift the arms, pull the belly in and keep the ribs down. And notice if you feel that in your body, that movement we just did. Now bring the hands back down. We'll do that again. So we take the fingers behind the ear. Now, if you have hair like I do over your ears, you're not going to really be pressing into the skull, but you're just going to bring them behind the ears and float them up behind the ears, and notice what's happening in the ribs. Using your sense, again, of movement, and now tap into that awareness of breath. Listen to your breath. Even the breath out. Holding the pose here. Pressing the right foot down into the floor. Pressing the left foot down into the floor. And maybe you rise up out of the chair slightly and see how that might change your pose. And if you rose up, lower yourself back down. Bring the hands parallel to the floor. Now we're going to take that right hand. We're going to sweep it to the front. And as we do, the whole body is turning. All the way back, that hand stretches behind you. Now let's bring it back. And I want you to close your eyes and visualize what's happening as you open the right arm out. Nice big sweep all the way back and then back to the front. Can you see it? Can you see in your mind's eye? Can you feel? Can you sense? Next time you bring that arm back, I want you to hold the arm there. You're still sitting in the chair. You're lifting your left hand forward and your right arm goes back. The chest now opens. You can keep the eyes closed here just a little bit longer. And I want you to visualize the shoulders going down the back. Just thinking about where the body parts are helps us get into our pose. Turn the palms down towards the earth and then turn them upwards, rotating through the whole arm. And visualize again what's happening in the upper arms. Feel it, sense it, see it in your mind's eye. And then bring the palms so they face forward towards me. Bring the arms forward a little bit. Drop the shoulders down. Sit a little taller. I'm still in the chair. And draw the hands back. Feel that in the back. Bring them forward. Drop the shoulders down. Belly in. Draw them back. Stay here. Palms down. And look out over your left fingertips. See if you can take your vision beyond the fingertips. And then take your mind's eye inward. How are the inner thighs doing there? Can you feel your feet against the floor? Can you sense the breath is deep, even, and smooth? On your next exhale, lower the right hand to the back thigh, turn the left palm up, and just lift. And follow your hand. And notice that your vision field changes. And then follow it back down right out in front of you. What do you see here when the hand is in front of you? What do you see beyond the hand? And then lift it. Now where is your vision? What do you see? What's in your field of vision here? Stay here in our reversed warrior, sliding the right hand down. No pressure on the back leg here. As we lift a little taller, maybe take a back bend. Stay here. And now notice what's happening in the ribs. In that front thigh, strongly pressing into the chair. At least it is for me. Feet planted on the earth, feeling that connection. And then exhale, slowly release the pose. Left hand goes out in front of you, all the way down to the thigh. And we'll turn forward and we'll pause in mountain in the chair. And even here, the inner witness notices changes in the body. Where did you feel the pose? How did it feel? Not how do you feel, but how did the pose feel? Do you have a little memory going on that one side was stretching really deeply? And now you're telling the other side of the body what's going to happen. And because of that witnessing, that taking that moment, your body is going to notice more on the other side. Let's test it out. Turning to the right, right foot in front of us, knee right over the ankle. Send that left leg back, straightening the leg as much as possible, or bringing the foot forward slightly and placing the whole foot on the floor. And we stay and we breathe. Take those hands behind the ears once again, slide them up over your head, and then release them back down all the way to your thigh. I think I'm going to sit like this on this side. And then we'll do it again, hands behind the ears, all the way up, and release them down. One more time. Notice here what's happening in the arms, what's happening in the back. Draw the belly in. Take your gaze forward and breathe. Maybe you rise up out of the chair just for a breath or two, and then lower yourself back down, supporting that right thigh in the chair. Bring the hands out in front of you. Notice if your shoulders dropped down right away, because on the other side, we taught our body, bring the shoulders down when the hands come down. So let's do that again. Lift them up. Notice where your shoulders are, and just think about lowering the hands down. And now take a look in your mind's eye at your shoulders. And if you didn't bring them down to be even with your arms. Take that left arm now and sweep it out to the front, all the way back as far as you can. And then sweep it back. Let's do that again. Notice what's happening in the side body here as you do this. Come on back. Take a breath or two, and then we're going to open. Big inhale here. Stretching the arms in opposite directions. And then bring the palms forward. Take them back. Turn the palms up and turn the palms down. Keeping the arms even, parallel to the floor. Keep the palms down. Take your gaze beyond the right fingertips. And just notice, what do you see in that field of vision? And now take your mind's eye inward. What do you see happening in your ribs, in your core, in your back muscles? Can you picture that back hand is as even with the right hand in front? Without looking, can you feel it? Because that's what witnessing in our yoga practice is all about. So now we'll lower that left hand to the thigh, and we'll turn the right palm and lift up. Notice the change in your field of vision. Exhale it back down. One more time. Inhale it up. Exhale it back down. Now on this next one, we're going to inhale it up, keep it here, and slide that back hand down. Maybe even take a little tiny back bend. And now look inward. Use your sense of sight, feeling, touch, maybe that sense of sound of your breath here. Maybe how is your mouth? Maybe that sense of taste. Maybe you're getting a little thirsty. Where's the tongue? All these things matter in our poses as we become witnesses to our bodies. Exhale, bringing the hand back down. Release the hand all the way down. Bend that left leg and turn to the front of your chair. Just pause here for a moment. Mountain in the chair. And again, using your senses, witness, how does your body feel? Do you feel the feet against the earth? Do you feel the shoulders down on your mid-back? Belly in slightly, chin slightly tucked. And we'll once again breathe the arms up. You can keep the eyes open here or join me in closing the eyes and visualizing this great big sense of energy. Keep the hands above your head, form little bowls with your palms, and then draw that energy down in front of you, all the way down to the core of the body. Hands out, cupping the hands, collecting energy that's in your room. Visualize it, sense it, feel the warmth in your palms, and then bring it down as the spine grows longer. And this time, hold the hands in front of your heart, pressing palm to palm. Check in with your breath, breathing in and breathing out. And slowly open your eyes and release all that back to our mountain in the chair. So always use these things that we use today, our senses, in our yoga practice to become a witness of what your body is doing and learn from your movement, understand with your mind, and collect information with your senses. Thank you for joining me for this practice of witness in chair yoga. Namaste.